Hello, everyone. It's a holiday week, and I'm excited you're here because holidays can feel like a lot, and a lot can feel very stressful. And today, I want to give you specific tools to take the a lot apart so that you can feel calm and enjoy wherever you are. I'm Missy Hughes, and I'm a productivity coach. And I teach you tools to get things done, practical ways to get going so that you can feel accomplished and see your progress. So, after this video, click the link in the comments to sign up for my weekly newsletter where I give you tools to get things done. So, holidays can feel stressful for a multitude of reasons. Number one, we're traveling, we may be tired, or we're making all these preparations for people to come to us. And so we're out of our sleep patterns, we're out of our nutrition patterns, we're out of our life routines. So, our brains are off autopilot. And whenever our brains are off autopilot, even the simple things take a little bit of extra energy. But we don't think we need extra energy because we think they're the simple things. So we're a little under resourced, but we're also have less compassion for that under resourced because we think we should be able to do it. And that conflict feels stressful. We also have these ideas that this is this amazing snapshot of life and we're creating these memories and it should be perfect. But perfection is based on your opinion. Someone else's opinion might be different. And whatever plans we make, life often takes them a little sideways. And so that idea of perfection isn't really attainable. So if that's our goal, then that conflict feels stressful. We also are often with our families of origin, our the families we were born into. And so we often revert back to the roles we had as children. And we go back into those patterns of survival when things felt stressful. But those patterns we made when we were children, and we didn't have the skills to deal with our really big emotions. And so we've had coping mechanisms, and they were helpful and they were good. But when we revert back to them as adults, it can feel in conflict with who we are today. So that conflict feels stressful. We also may find ourselves judging others and dreading their judgment. And so we want to be kind. We can't wait to see these people that we love, but something happens between it's wonderful to see you and why did that person just say that to me? So the blame and the shame that comes up is in direct conflict with the kindness that we want to have in this amazing, loving situation. It's not the kindness we thought we were leading with. So that conflict feels stressful. So, what do we do about it? You might be like, this video's a bummer. I'm trying to go enjoy the holidays. I'm trying to have a good time and celebrate. So let's get into some tools for how to deal with that conflict, how to deal with that feeling of stress. So all of these stress points sort of add up. We start with being under resourced, and then all of a sudden that blows into conflict with the other humans. So the first thing I want to tell you, the first tool is to take some breaks. Give yourself a little bit of space to let your energy catch up, to let your system calibrate. Um, Enjoy the decisions that you make. You're probably going to enjoy some treats. If that's out of your routine, then that's great. Enjoy what you decide, love your decisions, and take some breaks. Go for a walk, get some fresh air, get some blood pumping, and that helps you process any emotions that you're feeling, as well as just let your body recalibrate. So if you need to take some breaks from a crowd, go to another room, go to the bathroom. Nobody questions that. And you can just decompress for a second, take some deep breaths, and notice what you're feeling. If you start to feel charged, you can always take that little bit of reprieve. The second tool I want to offer you is noticing the difference between feeling and reacting. So, a lot of the times, the challenges that we feel, we're like, oh, I feel uncomfortable about whatever situation, and I react this way. So, I want to help you take a pause and first notice and name what you're feeling. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling left out. I'm feeling helpless in this situation. When you do that, you allow yourself to be seen and heard without anyone else needing to step up to the plate. You're noticing what you're feeling, you're naming it. Next, okay the feeling. So that feeling makes sense. I just witnessed this situation that I didn't like, or that feeling makes sense. I'm out of my element a little bit, and I kind of want a solution to a problem that I can't offer a solution to. It makes sense that I feel these feelings. And thirdly, let all of that be there without taking on the responsibility of needing to fix it or change it. So you don't have the responsibility of pleasing all of the humans. You don't have the responsibility of making other people's decisions for them. You don't have the responsibility of changing anyone's worldview. And so allow yourself to say, I'm feeling this emotion right now. That makes sense. I don't have any responsibility right now other than to take care of myself. The third tool is that taking care of yourself. So creating boundaries, allowing yourself to hold boundaries for yourself. Really quickly, I want to tell you what boundaries are and what they are not. I could do a whole session on this, but really quickly, boundaries are things that you do for you to take care of yourself when you're in a situation that doesn't feel right, that's not in alignment with you. Boundaries are not requiring another person to do something or change something. Boundaries are what you do to take care of you, not what you do to change them. So, boundaries are not expecting a person to be different than they are. That's not your task. You can't create a boundary that requires something of another person because they have free will. They can, unless this is your child that you are guiding through this world, then they have free will. So boundaries are also not you changing yourself to please others. So if somebody else thinks you need to change, that is not what you need to do to take care of you. You need to be yourself, right? You don't have to take on the responsibility of pleasing the other people. So what you can do, some examples of a boundary, whatever might be in this line for you of something's happening that is not okay with how I think the world should be. That can be a tiny little thing, it can be an enormous thing. But whenever you're feeling out of alignment with what's happening around you, you can leave the room and take a deep breath. A boundary might be, I can ask some questions with curiosity rather than accusation. I can get curious. Why does this person think that? What's happening here? How can I think about that differently, right? These are things that you're doing to take care of you, because when you're reacting, that's not taking care of you. When you're, ah, sometimes that leads to other things that you don't like or want, right? So a boundary might look like I can state, you know what? I'm feeling some things I need to process before I continue this discussion. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to walk around. Or I'm going to leave the conversation. You don't have to necessarily tell anybody. You can just leave the conversation. You can request a change of conversation. Hey, you know what? I heard this crazy thing the other day, and just zip it right on in there. Creating a boundary for yourself doesn't have to look like conflict. It can just be saying, you know what? Am just, I know that when this happens, sometimes I can feel a little unsettled. So when that happens, here's how I'm going to take care of me. Just me, for me, settling me. So just to recap these three tools to help you enjoy your time and be present in this great holiday. Number one, resource yourself as much as you can and be happy with that. It's not normal, right? You're okay. You're going to be under resourced in some way. That's okay. Take some breaks to take care of yourself. Number two, notice and name what you're feeling. Give yourself that awareness so that you don't have to feel like you've got the task of changing anything that's out there. And lastly, create some boundaries for yourself, things that you do to take care of you when you're feeling out of sorts or incongruent with what's around you. This is holidays can be such an amazing time, and they don't have to be, it's okay if they are stressful, but here's some tools that you can use when you're feeling out of sorts. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you next week.